All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching this word in all true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to tie this lesson. Good is going to get bad. Because we need things to get worse. We need the place to go downhill. Because as the saying goes, the grass is greener on the other side. But as we get closer to the perfect day, which is the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, evils and only evils are increasing. And as you can see with this government shutdown, certain funding is being cut off. And one of them is that food stamp. You know, different benefits where you can get food. So I got this article from New Republic, and it reads, thanks to Trump's shutdown, food stamps funding is about to run out. and that's going to cause the people to lose it, man. You know, a nigga can't play off being hungry. Now imagine that times the millions. You know, especially the diet of these people. They can only go so long without eating, you know, and if they pass that point, they, you know, get agitated and get violent. Well, that's the time we in, man. And good. Because they let you know that the story, you know, that it's not a stalemate. We finna come into the climax, you know? So matter of fact, let's get some real quick. And then Trump already, a few weeks back, he pretty much cut the funding for the reporting of food shortages. You know, you get a report, you know, whether it's a shortage on food. He cut all that out. He pretty much, and the reasoning was it was no use, and it was for only for to scare people, you know, fear mongering. But no, that was ultimately to it's also to put the people in a trick bag, man. So let's get some real quick. Schedule 15, right? Really? You know what? I started at 14. Because we in this time. Schedule 15, 16. We coming to the height of prophecy, man. And this is what we have always inquired, you know, at this moment. Because we understand what comes with this. About to be a transition. And not the got fucking God finna come up next. No, it's finna be the kingdom of heaven, man. That's why all these things are happening on the planet Earth. It's the book of 2 Ezra 15. I started verse 14. It reads, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So we even seeing that build up. The Lord sent forth the Egyptian against the Egyptian. You got these terms, far right, far left. That's the works of Yahweh Hashem Shai. Let's show you that wound, it has gotten worse. It's not just the right and the left. It's the far right and the far left. So that wound it has got even worse. You ain't gonna have stitches ain't gonna be able to patch this up. This is a gaping wound that cannot be healed. And it's beginning with the Lord separating these Americans, man. You know, they're going to get violent. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So you even actually had a no kings protest. And guess what? That guy you was protesting with, that nigga, yeah, I mean, told you what he was going to do to you. He going to drop them things on you. When you read between the lines of that AI video Trump made. Things about to get worse, man. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Oh, even with you got the digital ID coming about. See, the scriptures are now making more and more sense as we get closer to the perfect day. Because we see things through the testimony of Yahushua, seeing that light. Now you can see what's ahead of you. You can actually make sense of what it is now. And even that smart cities, and it's all coming together now, man. It go to point. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. See? And that puts America in the so-called white man on the spot just because of the word pride in cities. You know, that's a word that's associated with this man. The characteristics associated with him is pride. And this place is compiled with cities. And you can see the cities being troubled. And you got certain hot spots. And it's only going to get worse. But guess what? That's for the benefit of us, man. It says a man shall not have no pity upon his neighbor, but he shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. See, that's what it's going to lead to, man. Because that famine is going to make you move. You know? But you see, these people going to get cold, man, in their time to come. Because of the lack of resources, you know, and they already leaning on E for everything. You know, certain benefits, and you waiting on that check to come, this to drop. Whatever the case may be. Well, that's the snare the Lord have put these people in, man. And now, just like that Snickers commercial, you're not you're hungry. We finna see the uncivilized beasts these Americans are. Because these people are uncivilized. Yeah, they can walk and speak, and nigga might pay his bill on time. But when things get tight, you finna see these people go into their beastly state. Because that's really their mindset, that carnal mind. Let's get some real quick with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 12. It reads, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it follows suddenly upon them. And this is an evil time. Of course, you see just the technology on display, this devil with his weaponry. But even the routines of these people show you how volatile this shit is. Motherfucker, you know, used to, your house is 73 degrees year round, central heat. turning on a faucet, water come out. When you flush your dawn down the toilet, those are things that could proceed as light, but that's really a snare, because soon the Lord will pull the rug from under these people, man. From having those things to, the lack of water. Fuck just your AC going out. The power ain't never coming back on. So even if somebody do have something in the fridge, what they got to go ahead and eat it, Gonna be a lot of spoiled shit. It's gonna get real. But you can see how it says they know of not his time. They're not aware of the things that's happening on the planet Earth. They're just reacting. Even with this, if the shit they don't come to an agreement, these people just gonna react off input. Nigga might just he usually go on Walmart every third of the month. The nigga just on impulses, he already in Walmart on the third, but the shit ain't cleared. So they're gonna snatch shit, man. But all this is an indicator that we are at the end. Matter of fact, what's that? 2 Ezra, the 9th chapter. 2 Ezra 9. And verse 1. It reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is a very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And those who understand is that few, the elect, when you read the previous chapter, it talks about how the judgment of the Lord is at hand. And he only showed his judgments only unto a few. So those who have the understanding now see it like, oh yeah, this is the time the Lord is about to, make his return. This is the time where things are about to be made right side up. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that are before thee, even from the beginning. See, it's going to be clear that we really in the end. This not is a couple more extra things got to happen. No, this is actually, we at the end of the end, man. Really, a few prophecies, the mark in the destruction. But as you see, as these things happen on the earth, the earthquakes, you got actual earthquakes to earth-shaking events, as well as the uproars of the people in the world, and we seeing it, and it's at a high rate. This is not an every once in a while thing. This is at a high rate, so we show you that where we at in this process. This is the time Yahweh Shai been speaking about the whole time. Even when the Lord set up Babylon and Nineveh, those were just a prelude or an example on what we see today. So it was just like a landmark. So just like in the time of Daniel the 3rd chapter, when this devil, when Nebuchadnezzar came he's coming with that decree. We know that the Lord he's gonna step in on our behalf. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. See? So just going back to the title of the video, good things are getting bad. Because at the end of this, man, I talk about the better is the end of a thing. The end of this system, the end of this world, the end of this age, the end of the so-called white man, his reign of terror. All these evils are indicators of it. Also read that in 2nd Ezra the 16th chapter concerning those birth pangs before the deliverance, you know? So matter of fact, I'm going to end off on this in the book of Isaiah 51. Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 14, it reads, "The captive Esau hasteneth that he may be loose, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail." So we acknowledge that we're captives. We are in captivity, and we are hastening to be loose. According to the report, the Lord said he's coming to deliver us. That's according to the report, man. That's what we have faith in. And a slew of things is an indicator of the bad times, the troubles, the evils, from the famine, to the teeth of wild beasts, the sword war. These are the indicators that we about to get out of prison, man. Out this state that we're in. So yeah, I can imagine so that we're edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachah, Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the